you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. Casting on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
emotions, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me, hold your hand while the pain was over, keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
And I do believe we are live, getting settled into the lobby as we wait for the teams to gather. But for now, let's bring in the casters. Hi, my name is Ranger, and if you've been here before, you should know that by now. But who are my two co-casts for the day? I got on my left Dax from Maris, and I got on my right Mr. Altitude from Sienna. But yeah, would you two like to introduce yourselves, even though I already said your names?
Sure, yeah. I'm Dex. I'm the tank player for Maris, and it's always a good time to be here. So I'm excited to do casting part two, and it's going to be even more of a potentially 5 map banger, and hopefully we get another one.
Potentially a 5 map banger, as today's show is going to be between Ryder and Fairfield. And previously, we did go to a map 5. I believe my cow cast was Life at the time, so we got two new fresh faces in here. But Mr. Altitude, please introduce yourself before I get too far.
Yeah, hi, I'm Mr. Altitude. I'm the tank for Sienna, captain for Sienna as well. Excited to be here. Excited to see another good Rider game. We've been scrimming Rider pretty consistently lately in terms of just we're one of their like warm-up scrims, and teams looking really good. Excited to see them in action again and be able to cast it this time.
Excited to see what this team has to offer, as do we all. As I think in recent streams, we have noticed a lot of growth coming out of this team, even including as Life bothered me about it last time, claiming that I am now being nice to Ryder. But I mean, I just calls it as I sees it. When they were doing poorly, I'm gonna call it out. But now they're doing pretty good, so like I have no reason to fully bash them. And I think I don't know. Is that constructive criticism coming from me in my original streams? Maybe. They took it, they grew from it, and now they are where they're at. But yeah. Today's game, Ryder versus Fairfield. Not to bash anybody. It was a close match last time between these two teams, but I do believe Ryder has gotten better since. So I am looking for the outcome of Ryder taking it probably in 3 maps, no less, no more. I don't think you could do less. That would be cheating at that point. Or somebody's internet died and it counts as a forfeit. But yeah. What are you guys expecting from this game? I know Jonah remembers, or Mr. Altitude remembers the 3-2 map score, but Dax, what are you expecting from especially this Fairfield team, since I feel like, have you guys gone up against them yet?
Maybe once. I actually don't fully remember. If we did, it was last semester. And again, every team changes within semesters, and there's always progress to be made throughout a year. Seeing Ryder and just talking with Quarked, seeing how dedicated they are to really improving themselves and really building up their skills. I'm very interested to see how this matchup's going to work. I would love to see another 5 map banger just as a viewer and a caster. That's always something I love to see. But I would not be surprised to see Ryder take this any quicker with how quickly they've improved, especially after their match against Manhattan, I think it was last week, going up against the gatekeepers of the Titans and almost winning in a 5 map series.
That was quite interesting to see. I'm very proud of these two, of this squad that is now on Ryder. But they actually get to go up against Manhattan again after, I think, another 2 games. So we get to see a rematch of that. It's going to be quite the show. But speaking of the Titans and where Ryder sits, it's actually quite an interesting situation right now. As we said, the Titans, the top three, which in no order consist of like Marist, Quinnipiac, and Mount St. Mary's, with the gatekeeper being Manhattan on fourth place right there. That's the one I will give in order. Fourth place, Manhattan. Uh, that group is very tight knit. It's very hard to get into. It's almost like guaranteed that those four teams are the top four. You're not budging any of them. And I took a quick look at uh I added Manhattan into this list. I took a quick look at what their games are for the rest of the season, and it's almost guaranteed that they're probably going to be fourth place. Maintaining that gatekeeper spot, not letting anyone through, just keeping everyone out. So now it becomes like a battle for fifth place. That consisting of three major teams right now. This includes Rider University, Niagara, and Iona right now. And it's very close. As we've seen in previous weeks, Rider has fallen to Iona, but they beat Niagara. And then Niagara beat Iona, but lost to Rider. And then Iona lost to Niagara, won to yeah, it's a triangle. It's very interesting to see like this good of competition going for this spot. But taking a quick look at the records and or at like the current schedules for these teams, and just me going based off of like being as like objective as I possibly can. Anything can happen, 100%. But just based on the schedules, it's kind of looking close that Iona is most likely going to be in that fifth place spot with a record of 10-10. And that's even with them going up against Niagara tonight, giving Niagara the win tonight, Iona still might get that spot. it's very it's very difficult for them to move right now because their upcoming schedule is kind of very easy going up against the 11th and 10th place team twice each, and then Mount St. Mary's. That's probably going to be a loss on their front. But that fifth place spot almost being guaranteed for Iona, right now it really comes down to if any of those teams can upset them, or if Ryder or Niagara has the ability to upset some teams within their upcoming games. I know some notable names for Ryder is currently a reschedule from Quinnipiac, which might not happen, might happen. I'm looking forward to it should it happen, but they're going to have to do their best there, take a win if they could to get closer to getting to that fifth place spot. And then Manhattan is that final team. They were so close, 3-2. And if they can get that win finally alongside the Quinnipiac game, whether it's a forfeit or a win or a loss, it kind of has to be a win for Ryder to get fifth place, actually. It's so close. There's so many small variables here. And if, say, Ryder doesn't take the win against Quinnipiac, but takes a win against Manhattan, but Niagara doesn't drop a map that would count as an upset, Niagara would overtake them because they would have a tied record, and then due to map differential and Niagara actually being better in the games against Ryder, Ryder would fall to 7. This 5, 6, 7 spot is insane. I wrote this down and my head still hurts. I don't know if my two casts would. Sorry if I was not coherent throughout all of that, but like it's just as crazy as I said it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy. Go ahead, Mr. Altitude. Your team's actually in the mix for a lot of this, so I want to hear what you have to say.
I think it ultimately all of this boils down to that these teams have beaten each other in weird ways. I don't think any of these of this three team group has necessarily punched above, but early in the year, when Niagara and Ryder were still getting to their current form, where both had sort of a slow start. They were taking losses to, I believe, Fairfield took a game off of Ryder, or maybe it was Niagara. It was Niagara.
Yes.
Um, Ryder has already played Iona twice, lost both of those. Second game was very close, but Iona's been doing a very good job to not have any of those upsets and came out strong enough in the beginning that they don't have any of those early in the year like blemishes on their record. We'll see. I think statistically speaking, Iona is looking, as you said, very good to hold that spot. But we'll have to see if Niagara or Ryder can really pull out any of these big upsets to be able to put themselves up there.
Yeah, 100%. And just with the amount of parity that we've been seeing over these last several weeks with all the different teams, I don't think we're gonna have a true like understanding of who's gonna be in what's standings level right up until the very end, where it'll be like, okay, here's our seeding for finals, or not even finals, just for the entire playoffs. Like, I think everyone has a chance to beat every different team, and not even 5, 6, 7. I'd say even down to 8 and 9. I think each team has a shot to beat each other. Like, I'm looking at all these different teams, and I'm like, I can't see a standout team that I'm like, okay, this person is 100% every single time going to beat each other, which I think is great in a league like this, where every single team has a shot. Like, that's amazing to see.
The competition is a lot greater when compared to previous years. I do agree with that. I think one thing which we're not watching right now, but no, not Ryder. Niagara Iona, I believe, is currently going on. And as I said, with even a loss for Iona there, it would make that 5th place still almost near impossible for them. But should Iona win, that's what's really going to push them up. But as we've seen, they still struggle against Niagara. They still struggle against Ryder. And even with them in that spot, it doesn't matter. Anything could go anyone's way. Once we get into the playoffs, that's all that matters. The games there, how you end the season is all that matters. Like last year, we saw Quinnipiac, and I think we talked a little bit before the stream, but Quinnipiac, basically a team that was non-existent for quite some time. They came back in the second semester, still due to the records from the first semester, they weren't seen as like a high-end team. I think like 7th or 6th or something, but they pushed to grand finals, and they it was against you at Maris, right? And
Yep.
I believe the series went 3-1 at the end of the day. But the
Mhm.
fact that they went from like a 7th place team technically to punch all the way to grand finals and even take off a map, that's possible. They could have taken 3 for all we know. But Maris said no, of course, because nobody wants to lose. So yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just we're getting into that crazy time, and I'm super excited for it. Playoffs is gonna be crazy. Now I will say, just looking at team play styles, there are certain setups to playoffs that like certain teams would prefer, I would guess. Like Riders super rush heavy comp going to say maybe Mount St. Mary's more so than Quinnipiac. Maybe that's more ideal, but like there's so many factors like you can't expect it to fall exactly like that. But one can only hope, as we are going to actually now finally transition into the map, and we will be finally seeing Ryder versus Fairfield. Once again, starting on Antarctic Peninsula, we're going to the sub-base map first. I think one of my preferred maps on this one. I'm not sure. The one that has like the little 2 high grounds on the outside is not my favorite. The one with the icebreaker ship, I think I prefer over that one.
I do like that one. I feel like both of these maps, or like every single map on Antarctic, I feel like has its pros and cons. I think it's definitely one of the better control maps that we've seen out of the Blizzard team. But
It is
sorry.
It's a map that Ryder is very comfortable on. I know that this is almost always their go-to on the control map pick.
Quite
And are we going to see the Reinhardt?
I believe so. Mr. Light Butter. Actually, might be a misses. Don't know this player's identity. Light Butter rolling out on the Reinhardt to start with. An interesting pick. I think they've been rolling this for many a times, but I've only watched a couple games of Fairfield so far.
I believe Light Butter is known for the Rhine.
Okay. And the ring's already come out, so I don't know if that's going to stall any engage here.
Wasn't really used to speed them in, just used to like bait out some movement. Ryder is immediately going to be initiating as Light Butter does charge and miss everybody. Charges straight onto point. Doesn't really do much, and now they have to charge out. Ryder just decisively getting that point right away.
I think also worth noting, we are seeing Logo de Polo on DPS and Jaws on support.
Wait.
I believe the roles were usually swapped.
That speaking of Logo de Polo onto that DPS, being the Mei, using her Ice Wall to effectively cut off Cork. The team was not able to get his back by destroying that Ice Wall fast enough. And right now, it is looking like Ryder is on the back end of this fight. Charge does result into Genji getting caught out, and right now the point is turned over. Only getting 26% on the side of Ryder. Starlinia actually getting caught out, getting a railgun to the face, leading left with 9 HP and a dream. That dream was to get healed, and it did not come. And right now, Ryder's just looking to take this fight once again. Gets 2, gets 3. Finally, now it's Light Butter on the point. Jaws is going to be the target of Genji. That being Grizz, and they are going to get that kill and turn over the point without losing the lead. Thank God for that for Ryder. Right now, this actually might be bad for Fairfield, as I do see 2 players standing up here, almost out of position, especially with the Queen with that knife. Cork could have found a pick, but that roll keeps the Cassidy safe for now.
Yeah, Cork really doing a good job with fishing with these knives, catching players on rotation. So, yep, he just got the end of there. Beautiful, beautiful knife.
Cork was about to charge in, but so does the Reinhardt, getting him and pitting him against the wall, but she does have the health pool to keep herself sustained, and also having that team on his back, keeping him alive. Ryder, let's clean up this fight very easily.
All off the back of that one knife on the Ana. Cork was saying he loves hitting those knives, and he's definitely been putting the practice for it here.
Ultimate is going to come out immediately, and Cork is going to be looking to find that Ana. Ana getting caught out by herself by pushing herself up into position, but the sleep is going to keep her safe for now. Starlinia finding the better of Ragai TM. Light Butter is going to be going down to a railgun. Logo de Polo picking up the kill on the Grizz, and right now Cork is going to be looking to ult into the backline. Junker Queen ult. Carnage going to be finding 2, bleeding out for Starlinia. Somebody pushes the point and actually caps it in the meantime. Do not know who it was. Cork is going to get ice walled and immediately solo shattered. Can he stay alive? He does have the Kiriko ult. Not the Suzu to keep him alive as the ice wall falls. Denies about, I think, 1 hammer swing. Keeps him alive long enough. And that hammer, it was... I thought it was going to go the way of Light Butter, but sadly it does not right now. Satellite Vector does come out. Ultimates are going out like crazy for the side of Fairfield. Ice Wall, or Mei ultimate is going to come out, but it doesn't matter. It's go time for the the Sojourn, and they are going to be finding the kills, but right now, Cork does not get into the beat that was from the Genji. The blade is going to come out, and right now, this is going to look to try to end this fight right now, but Grizz cannot find this. What's it called? The Juno immediately having to dash back to point, and then suddenly there's not a Genji. I'm screwing up hardcore tonight. But Lucio joins the fight late, having to get back to point and supporting the tank that was kind of low for some time. But right now, Ryder turns over the point at the last second. Last fight syndrome is a thing, but can Ryder retake it? So much stuff happened there.
I know. Yeah. So many ults all at once.
They really had nothing to lose except for the points, so they kind of had to burn it. No ultimates on the side of Fairfield, except for that Reinhardt, who can get a big fat shatter. 3, 2, 1. It is going to get 1. Grizz is going to get Suzu'd, but that does not no longer pick you up off the ground. It kept him alive for nothing at the time, because I don't think the Reinhardt was even in range to hit him just yet. A little bit of a misplay from the side of Kowalski. Ryder just needs to regroup here and look to take this fight again, but Cork probably has a little bit of overconfidence right now. I do believe an ultimate was ready to go for a hot second, but Maywall was going to cut it short. Right now, Ryder is playing a little strange. They're not playing it properly. Cork having to ult to keep himself alive. That sustain is crazy. Logo de Polo does finally fall, and I do believe this is going to be the opening that Ryder is looking for. That boop keeps Cork in the charge for quite some time, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Kowalski ultimate, not Kowalski, Kiriko ultimate is what's going to be enabling him even more. Just going for the kills, going for the supports. Now that there is a Froggy Man with a beat, Jaws getting that beat off to try to sustain this point just a little longer. 99% and a dream, but the dream is for both of these teams to win this point. Right now, Tracer's all that left, but May has rejoined the fight as she was the first to go down initially. 9 has already gone by. Reinhardt is very close by. The point needs to turn over, and overtime does need to take. He does touch, but the beat breaks it down. And so, Ryder take sub base 100% to 99. It was a closer fight than I initially expected.
Yeah, I definitely think on that last fight, they definitely started to fumble like you were saying, but mid-fight it seems like they got clear comms and they really focused down everyone they were trying to do. Like, you saw Cork, he really hit the ultimate, it allowed him to stay alive, and just through each progression, you saw Lasers get a couple picks, and the sports just kept everything going, allowing Grizz to get the dash resets, and they were able to just cleanly take the rest of that fight. So, staying on the run, it looks like each team sticking to what they know.
Yeah, hopefully we can see a little bit more of that end of map form from Ryder here, playing a little more cleanly.
The last point was very iffy, and I just feel like they staggered. Cork really wanted to posture up initially, and he just got caught out on point, but he wasn't very much punished for it. So, as much as I said he was a little like out there, I do need to take note of the misplays from Fairfield. That ice wall from Logan Apollo doing what it does best and catching out a target, but the problem was that target was your own teammate. Jaws is going to get immediately gunned down from the side of Ryder, and now they're going to begin to chase. Cork charging into the backline, getting an axe onto Starlinia. That Reinhardt is very low, and a dash is going to pick him up and send him back to spawn. Right now, these supports just dance around, fishing for some support, for some ult charge. Logan Apollo looking to do something, but Fairfield just kind of needs to wait for this team to go back in, and right now they do get the ice block onto Cork, but the team does get him out real quick, destroying that side, keeping him safe. Kowalski gets the kill real quick. Light Butter trying to just do Reinhardt things, get up in there. Nobody getting caught out, just protecting their team. Fairfield doing a good job with these ice walls. I gotta admit, although not typically seen from Logan Apollo, his ice walls are pretty good so far. Except for the one that killed his teammate at the beginning of this point. But yeah.
Great job from Ryder disengaging that quick.
Light Butter being brought extremely low. That ultimate from Cork almost trying to pick up that kill real quick. Cork actually implementing some little tech that nothing crazy, but as he is in the panic mode trying to avoid shots, he actually looks straight down to give his headshot hitbox a little bit of a different positioning. So he doesn't get headshot as usually. Kind of interesting to see for a hot second. But right now, 66% on the board for Ryder and counting. Fairfield is looking to take this, as Cork did just fall recently, but he has rejoined the fight and is not looking to give up this point just yet. This ends just now, and it's not Lasers that has the ultimate on lock. Kowalski picks up the kill, but right now the Shatter comes out and stops. It actually just slows down Ryder just a little bit, but right now it looks like they're cleaning up the kills. Finally, Sean does go down. Logan Apollo, the last one on the point, but that's all that's going to be. Ryder retaking the point, only giving up 11%.
And they're looking really good to close this out. Lasers always gets a couple on with the overclock, and Kowalski setting the tone with this. Kitsune Rush could be a real difference maker here. Yep, right there.
Laser's still actually having the overclock. I think that was just natural railgun shots that was killing the last fight. And she's not even going to need it, as everybody stays off the point.
Wow.
And Ryder University is going to be taking Antarctic Peninsula. We are only going to be seeing Team 1 wins because Cork does not set up the lobby with names sometimes. Team 1 is Ryder University for clarity purposes.
Ryder definitely looking a lot cleaner on second point there, a lot more like they usually do, I think, in terms of having these really solid fundamentals.
Yeah. I think round one is very much just like a feeler out. They're trying to figure out what each style is, and that's that second phase right there. You saw Ryder really advantage and they do whatever their opponent wanted to do, do, and they took advantage of exactly what their comp wanted to do, and really sticking it to the Reinhardt position. Like talking to Court, he loves playing JQ into the Reinhardt, so I know he's excited for this matchup. And I think just with the axe being able to get the easy cleave damage through the shield, I think it's just free value for that axe every single time it goes in. Because every time you hit one person, the cooldown gets decreased. So he hits those big axes when they're all clumped together like that. He can just start rapid fire swinging like that. And the absolute free fishing with the knives, there's nothing better for a JQ, especially in a composition like that. Grizz dashes through them, a railgun shot, that's a free pick to open up a fight.
I don't remember if it was a MAAC game. I know I was watching Court, and I'm sad because if it was last semester, I do not have those VODs anymore. But there was one time on Midtown, Court got 3 axes in a row because he hit that many targets. It was crazy to watch him just press the axe, the axe, the axe. It was so goofy to watch because I was like, how? But it's just because the enemy team clumped up into that train and he got it. So looking for these compositions that like to clump up. Court dominates in that situation, but at the same time, you said he's comfortable against Reinhardt. This man just plays Junker Queen. I think he's technically comfortable into anything. Like, it doesn't matter what the team has to throw at him. This man, for sure, is going to be playing Junker Queen.
Yeah. I would say he's definitely been doing a great job on the Junker Queen, and I think a lot of it also comes from the backline being able to help him out whenever he gets into trouble. You saw all the Mei walls get put up. They were almost instantly broken by the rest of his team. Like, Quark is doing a great job, but you also got to highlight the rest of his team. They're really following up on every opportunity he gives them with making all the space.
Yeah, I'd like to point out lasers in particular, getting some really good angles on that first map, being able to get some early picks. I know there was a fight on the first point where lasers was able to get 2 right away. Just securing fights off the pressure alone and going into the cast Mei, it's a little harder to contest the Soj on the longer angles. Definitely something to keep an eye out for on this point for the lasers angles.
Did we see the hover coming out from Ryder just now?
I didn't see the Rider, however, I did see Wrecking Ball on Fairfield's side.
I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see those lasers angles if they're going to come out with the hover. They are coming out with the hover.
Ooh.
Oh,
The rumor mill was true.
The composition...
The rumor mill was true.
A composition that is unheard of for Rider University. Typically a rush team. The D.Va is making her appearance finally.
Yeah.
I know it appeared during the... Was it during the Manhattan game? No, during the Iona game. Ryder did pull this out briefly. It was mainly to contest that pharmacy composition that they did pull out. But I don't necessarily think it was the D.Va that was the game changer for that situation. They did lose ultimately, but that Ashe from the side of lasers was kind of crazy. It was very devastating. It did do well against the pharmacy, but it wasn't enough. I think it was a little too late. But we're gonna see it here.
This is a comp Ryder's been working on a lot recently. In the Iona game, they were still playing the Queen. They were playing the Queen Lucio Bap with the Genji Ashe. This is more of a comp that they've picked up recently to fully lean into dive. I know Quark's been working a lot on his D.Va play, so I'm excited to see it. First fight's already over.
Sean is finding the picks that this team needs to open up the fight. Serlinia gets one onto Kowalski, but now Quark with 60 HP and Dream does need to back out and turn over this point right away. I don't think they have the ability to get the HP up and contest this point in time. Sean, they're doing an amazing job to open up this point for them.
Yeah, Quark has been in the D.Va training arc in ranked, so we'll see how that transfers over into the game here right now. Set up now for the classic Kingshire second point hold. We'll see if Sean is able to work his magic with a few more corners for Ryder to hide around.
is strapped to 1 by a Widow shot. Getting it out.
I didn't even,
Not out yet.
I didn't even notice that the shot connected.
I didn't either. Engagement nade.
The nade is going to come out to help enable this engage, but the problem is Cork is not going to receive any healing, immediately dropping to that Zero Suit Diva. And now, Ragai in the middle of a fight with a big, beefy Russian woman who did have a decent amount of charge, but she does fall, losing it all immediately. Cork is going to remech here. He does not take any more damage, but instead he doesn't play his walls correctly, and he does not get in the mech. That was such the biggest stagger for Diva that you could get. 100% mech charge, but you die at the last second.
Yeah. The one positive thing they can take out of that fight is they reset the Zarya charge. Like, that's the biggest thing with the Diva. You don't want to be giving the Zarya much charge, because that just chews through your defense matrix.
Oh!
Ooh, big opening pick from Sean.
I literally went to free cam as the man gets shot. Oh, that was so sad.
Insights too, so they know where Ryder's at.
There's not much that they could do right now. The bomb is going to come out to try to deny any pressure coming in from the side of Fairfield, but it's not going to be enough. Sean does retake position and is looking for the heads of Ryder. Finds the one of Kowalski. Actually finds the one of Laser. Light Butter is going to be picking up Grizz, but Ragai is going to be getting jogged. I don't think it's going to be enough for Ryder, as right now Bob trying to put in work. But I think, I'm not going to lie, I think they wouldn't have been able to contest with the remaining members of Ryder. Oh wait, did Sean go down eventually?
Yes.
Did he go down to Bob, or did he
No,
go down to Ragai?
Worked with the baby Diva.
Oh, okay. Because what was funny was Bob was putting in some work and was about to get a kill, but the problem was Laser switched, and Bob disappeared, so he couldn't finish off the kill. So, like, it was kind of a bad luck timing, but Cork is now going to be switching back to that Jungle Queen, immediately pushing out, but that Mei is already here to shut down any kind of play that is going to come out. So, man, Ryder switches right back to Comfort Pick with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on this clock for the side of Fairfield. They are looking pretty good, but Ryder needs to have the hold of a lifetime, but right now, because they do not have those perks online, they do not have the positioning that they need. It is looking pretty bad, but right now they are currently up in this fight, but now trades are coming out. Sean still being very devastating, getting those kills, but right now Ryder is currently on the offensive. Teams are even, but it's not going to be enough as Fairfield, once again, even. Every kill is returned by Fairfield. Currently Sean doing that job. But right now, Fairfield has to back up as they no longer have their tank in tow.
Yeah, I do like to see the swap back to the Old Faithful composition that they just won on, and definitely Comfort, I feel like, is going to triumph in these close matchups. And they're pretty equal on ults now too, so they should be able to swing it if the perk difference doesn't take hold on them here.
Right now, Sean trying to look to get an opening pick. Does put some 2 shots into the enemy seam of Ryder, but it doesn't matter as Sojourner is going to be getting the kill first. The grab is going to be coming out and locking up. Does it lock up anybody? It catches nobody.
Nope, it went under the map.
Oh no!
Oh.
I thought they fixed that bug.
Is it really a bug, or did it go through the little crack? Oh no.
Yeah, the little crack, I thought they made it so you couldn't grab through there anymore, but the hole is just big enough you can fit a grab right through there if you aim it just slightly off.
Oh, sadly here at this cast, we do not have the technology to get a replay of that situation. I would love to, but man, that is so sad coming out from Light Butter. Actually getting off that Reinhardt tank, I just want to acknowledge that. Known for his Ryan, but going on to Dara, doing a good job into this game entirely right now. Bringing Cork very low, but the ultimate is going to come out to try to get the damage down to keep himself alive. He only connects onto, I think, 1 or 2, and not enough healing was there for him. He does fall, but it does open up this fight for the side of Ryder. They do see a Widowmaker, and a shot does come through. It doesn't find the head, so Ryder backs off for safety. The ultimate is going to come out. The Kitsune is going to guide you, but there's no one here to be guiding right now. I think that was a misclick.
Unfortunate.
A little unfortunate, but it does scare Fairfield, most likely, most definitely. That's what Ryder is telling themselves. Zoning ult, zoning ult.
It scared them off the Widowmaker.
It very much did. As that ultimate did come out, Widowmaker was ziplining back to point or whatever it was, but Ryder is immediately going to be opening this fight and finding two lasers with the ultimate. Trying to pick up the slack for where her sister failed. With the Kiriko ulti. I say this with love for you two, don't worry. It is no flame.
Yeah, Cork hit a big knife to open up that fight and bring the entire team into lasers overclock there.
Zarya is
Just have to be careful of this blizzard from Logo.
Yeah, Blizzard is going to come out and almost try to catch Cork out of position. The ice wall keeps him very close, but he speeds out of there. So it's not going to find him just yet.
See both teams posturing. Ooh, big boop.
Big boop. Logan Apollo does go down. He actually connects with the floor briefly because Ryan does not get credit for it, which means he did touch the ground briefly. Sadly, he still goes off the point. Right now, that grab is going to be picking up the kill onto Ryguy, but right now, Cork trying to live and do his best. The knife does come through and it picks up Sean. Right now, Cork is looking for that support. If he could deny the heals, he does have the ultimate, but the anti comes out, and it's not going to allow him to heal just yet. But nobody picks up the kill. The 80 health tank does not fall fast enough. And now, it looks like, actually, Fairfield is still going to be holding this point and getting it finally with 27 seconds on the clock. Fairfield get held for like 4 minutes straight, but they still push it to the end.
They did a really good job. It was almost a 5-minute time bank, and they whittled it down to less than a minute. So you can't really complain if you're on the side of Ryder here. You really brought the time bank down to a very winnable position at this point. They may need to work on the Diva comp a little bit more. I think having to find a solution to the Widow was definitely big on those first 2 points. Sean was just running rampant. And we'll see if they go back to whatever they were running on 3rd point. This will be very interesting on the release here.
I will say, I don't think the Diva comp being ready for Zarya Mei was necessarily in the cards for them, especially based on the composition that Fairfield pulled off in the first map. I would just flying straight into Diva counters is not fun.
Oh yeah.
And then having to force yourself out of position to go get the Widow. Yeah, just for some reason, Fairfield on top of the Diva counters immediately. They read the minds of Ryder. They were ready. Yeah. I saw a hover for a hot second. Oh, it was a Life Weaver. Jaws was hovering that Life Weaver. I was kind of expecting it for a second, but it does not come through.
Ryder back on the Genji here, dropping Grizz off the Tracer, back onto the Genji, back onto their normal comp.
Yep.
Looking to take this fight, hopefully, in less than not even less than 1 fight, I meant less than 1 minute. Looking to make this a 1-fight stream, just like Fairfield did, but that ice wall is going to come out. I don't think it necessarily pushes Cork into a bad position, as he does have this building to go into and look for the backline. He is fishing, but not finding anything just yet. Light Butter getting a good amount of ult charge, or not ult charge, energy charge in general, and it is going to be brought extremely low. So low that he is now going to be going back to spawn. Ryder finds the opening picks that they get. The ice wall came out, and Grizz and Cork come around the corner and immediately open up. And right now, they're looking to push this quick.
Yeah, they saw both bubbles from that Zarya, and they were like, yo, let's go get her. Like, once both those bubbles come out, Zarya is a pretty free target for a composition like Ryder is running here. But we'll see. I think they may have been expecting a Diva comp on the side of Fairfield. Ooh, big wall.
I think that's going to be a quick reset for the side of Ryder, as Cork does get caught out shortly after Grizz gets 2 icicles put into him.
And now it's essentially first point all over again with closer spawns.
Zarya just fishing for some bubble charge. Needs to play these bubbles a little better than the first fight. Otherwise, he is going to get caught out once again and go down. Right now, Ryder just pushing through this choke for free, kinda. Cart is very close up there, but right now this means it's going to be the charge from Ryder. Cork does call for the shout, and then immediately the Sojourn is going to be ultimately looking for the heads of Fairfield. There are some targets that are pretty low, but Logo de Polo is going to be the one that actually finds the head, sticking the icicle into lasers and not going to be allowing them to push. Right now the ultimate does come out from Cork, and it is immediately is going to get cleansed. The ultimate from May is going to be shut down. Any push that comes from Ryder, they immediately go back to spawn.
Yeah, they did get a few exit picks though, so that should make breaking this choke point that much easier. Especially with it only being the Ana Zarya.
Blade and Circle Ultimate on a lock right now. Grizz, I think, looking for that healing, kind of needs it. Oh, but everybody gets caught up, but the beat is going to come out and keep everybody alive right now. Grizz just charging through with the dashes and actually using the Kiriko Ultimate to just right-click spam so fast. I did not know Genji could throw shurikens that fast. Right now, Ryder getting the kills that they need, looking to just free push this into second point.
Yeah. And now we'll see the duality of the two DPS salts, Blade versus Bob. If Fairfield decides to make the point here, we'll see. Is Bob going to be the first to touch?
I think Bob would be the first to touch, but well, Ash does need to peek around the corner, and she does do so. Bob is going to hopefully do something, and he actually is going to be right on point, going to be denying this push. Cork tries to pull him off, but he is still just a little too close, but it's not going to be enough. Bob did something, but it wasn't much at the end of the day. Fairfield has to hold off this point for basically 4 minutes to be equal in time, but they have 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to win this game.
Alright, looking very comfortable on their classic go-to composition here.
Sean not opting in for the Widow, going to the Ashe this time around. I know we just said Bob, but take note that that man was terrorizing them on the Widow, but give him a bit of a smaller sniper rifle, he's still doing something. Immediately getting go on by Grizz, the Genji dash, and the Lucio trying to get onto this high ground immediately fails for the side of Ryder. Right now, Kowalski, in a bit of a bad situation right now, looking for that TP. I don't think, yeah, finally Cork comes through the building to get her out. Ryder regroups.
Ryder may have a little bit of trouble here with Sean Starlinia able to sit on the high ground. The only real easy high ground contest they have will be Grizzly on the Genji. They can obviously get the Lucio and Kiri up there as well.
Just as I was trying to say it, I was going to let you finish it, but we're going to see lasers just put a railgun shot into their head. It wasn't a headshot, but, you know, that's exactly what happened. Lasers opening up that top ground by taking out Starlinia, and immediately Sean needs to drop. Right now, the ultimate from Kiriko, the ultimate from Starlinia is going to come out, and immediately Ryder respects it and backs up, waiting for it to die out before they go back in. I do believe they have a Kiriko ultimate of their own, and it is going to come out in 3, 2, 1. Close, but not quite. It's going to be Cork's ultimate as they do just dive into the back line and immediately pick up 1, find 2. Going to get that 3rd, looking for the 4th. Gets the whole team kill.
Team kill. Let's see. Panic swaps.
3 ultimates on the side of Ryder just to finish out this fight. Kitsune is going to guide you and is going to be looking to end this fight real quick. Cork is putting in some damage into the ball, but it doesn't matter. That ball is going to be knocking down Cork, but I think he goes down with him. So right now it's just everybody but the tanks in this brawl. DPS versus DPS, supports versus supports. Who will get the better? Will it be Ryder? Will it be Fairfield? Right now Ryder gets that kill. The trade does happen, but not before another trade. And once again, Guy going down with 2 before he gets down himself. Right now, Sean, lasers, and Grizz actually getting burnt out at the last second. And Ryder has a minute left, a minute 45 left on the board to close this out.
The early pick on the Quark really helps set the tone for the rest of Fairfield to really be able to help stall and take the rest of that point.
Like better on the Malga. Coming out here for the last end of the point.
Ooh, Kowalski getting dangerously low. Looking for these picks at the high ground. Trying to contest Sean. Sean does have to drop in the back. Right now, Grizz looking for an opening, does have this blade. He really is the only ultimate but Jaws does have that nano to get used, and it is going to be tossed onto the Malga. Malga is immediately going to be going into the backline looking for some damage. He isn't going to be finding anything except for the side of Ryder running away, respecting the amount of damage that this man can pump out real quick. He gets really nothing for it, and I do believe Ryder is going to be looking to go in shortly. Grizz is looking just to contest his high ground. He does burn the dash to go there, but right now, Sean is not giving up this spot. Really dangerous for Grizz. He still has the blade. He doesn't want to use it just yet. Malga's going to be coming in. Malga might go down. The blade is going to come through, and the ultimate from everybody from the side of Fairfield. Kiriko May is going to be shutting down this push of Ryder right now, but Ryder's looking to come back with an even stronger dry fight right now. No ultimates unlocked for them, but the beat is there. And it's not going to be enough just yet. Bob is going to be looking to do something. 2 players for the side of Ryder in a Dream. Ryan boops off the Bob, and it is going to open up this fight into the backline for the side of Ryder. This ends now from the side of Lasers. She is looking for the kill. She is going straight into the backline, doing exactly what Cork would do. Ignore the tank, go straight for the back, but they cannot get off this point right now, as it doesn't matter. All that remains is this side of Ryder. Cork, Ryan, and somebody else I can't see just yet. That axe is going to come through, and immediately Cork knows he can't get too far from this point, but it's looking good for them. But it's going to be all she wrote for this point right now. But this map isn't over, because having time on the board below a minute for the side of Fairfield. Give Ryder 1 minute left to just close out this map. Stressful.
Yeah, that was great coordination by Ryder there, making sure that each person stayed on the cart. And Ryan with the really big beat, able to allow for time for Cork to get back, for Lasers to get the overclock, which killed Jaws on the Ana. Gave the opening for Cork to be able to come in, use Rampage, which killed the Malga, and then they just snowballed the rest of that fight. Say Sean got low, Starlinia got low, and that was just free pickings for Cork and Grizz to just pick that one up. Now, do we actually see the Reinhardt?
I doubt it.
I did not hear that in the rumor mills, so it'd be very surprising if we see it. They are sticking to the Malga comp, though, that we just saw.
They're doing the funny. They're doing a lot of effort to get this Reinhardt up here. They might be sticking it. Nobody goes... Oh, to protect the Widow opening from Lasers.
Interesting.
Maybe they're expecting the Widow mirror from Sean? Going
Maybe.
for the early Widow v Widow? But
Lasers, are you there? The door was open. But she had a small delay.
oh,
No counter.
I was gonna say,
It was a good... It was absolutely like one of the best thoughts. They just put up the shield,
Yeah.
try to protect her, enable her to not go down immediately. But there is no counter. However, this May not in a position to catch out Cork just yet, but I think it has gone poorly for them. Logan Apollo actually going to be the one that's caught out. Knife catches him out, and the headshot from the railgun is going to come through. I am messing up with my camera right now, as it does look kind of good for the side of Ryder. They find one, they find two, but right now, Cork is very much in critical condition. But all that's really on this point right now is Amalga. He does need to run back to his team right now. Ryder not having this point just yet, as Malga does have the potential to come in immediately. He is going to be going, but he is very dangerously low, and right now that's going to enable Ryder to go in. However, I hope nobody gets off this point, except for maybe the supports. Let Cork run into the back line. Who's going to be the payload princess? I am curious about that.
that is true. I'd assume it's probably gonna be Ryan or Lasers once this cart gets around the corner. And one big thing is they get all of their perks on the start of overtimes. So this will be very interesting with both teams already being at full perk options.
That just means these games are going to be a little more hectic, as the Kiriko ultimate is going to be coming out from both these teams. The Kitsune is going to be guiding everybody and anybody here in this hallway right now. But the problem is when everybody that's left is going to be Ryder for the most part, as 2, make it 3, make it almost 4. 4 is going to be picked up, but the freeze is going to be coming out, trying to do as much damage. But Ryder is the only one that's surviving currently. Kowalski is the only one that goes down.
Yeah, I really didn't like that nano in the blizzard from Fairfield. It was already a lost fight, and now you're really playing into that overtime mentality of we need to win now. Just set up for one good fight with your ultimates. That's really the best way to take one of these fights.
Yeah, Fairfield down 2 ults now.
Yeah, only relying on this high noon.
This ends now, and immediately lasers get shut down. Sean finding the kill, but the high noon is going to be coming out, even though this area is pretty dark. I do not see a light of day coming out, but the Grizz is going to be going into the backline with the blade, but he's going to get shut down. Slept, nano, or antied, and then immediately killed. Right now, May is on point. Ice Block keeping her alive, but it's not going to be enough, as eventually Cork is going to be the one that's pushing into the backline and getting the kills he needs, enabling his supports to succeed alone. Right now, it is just Cork and Starlinia or Jaws in a 1v1, but Jaws cannot push up and allows the second point to come through. I don't think it matters at this point in time. Second point, third point, whatever. Ryder has a commanding lead, and they only have to shut Fairfield out for 1 minute 27 seconds.
Yeah, and we're back to a neutral fight. No team has any ultimates here.
Jaws being that closest one to his in the entire map. I'm not even sure if that's going to be coming up, as Cork is going to be looking to push himself into the backline, look for the kills, look for the fish, going to keep doing some damage to the DPS, but it ain't going to be enough, as it is going to get healed up right now. Light Butter on the front line, trying to do as much damage, just being a big beefy man, trying his best to deny any kind of pressure, just apply it as best he can, but that nano does come out eventually, going immediately onto Light Butter and immediately trying to do something. Kiriko ultimates once again. The two ultimates are going to be guiding their teams respectively, but at the end of the day, Ryder is going to be the one that's coming out on top right now. Down 2 already. May is looking to be the third. The Ice Block keeps her alive just for a little longer. Kowalski finds Jaws, and all that remains are these two members. Light Butter is backing up, but he needs to go forward, but he needs his team with him, and it is looking like Ryder is going to be cleaning up this point, going for 6 on King's Row. Oh, and all they have to do, like I said before, is shut out Fairfield for 1 minute and 27.
Yeah, that was very impressive by Ryder. Really sticking to what they know. Like, they look very, very good on this Junker Queen composition going into Fairfield. They keep trying different things, and it doesn't really seem that anything is really stopping this comp. Let's see if they go back to the Widow from Sean that we saw originally. That really seemed to give Ryder a hard time, and so we'll see if they lean back on it for this last really hard push that they have to go here.
Ooh. Speak your name and she shall appear, but what we didn't say was the hazard. Also, Jaws on the Zenyatta. Don't know if this is gonna be what's sticking through. I will expect the Sean to stay on the Widow, as perks, don't forget, are going to be coming through immediately for anyone and everyone. So he can probably change afterwards and still get his perks, right?
Yep.
That's crazy. Kind of funny, goofy. I'm looking at Sean right now. He had... Oh, never mind. There's the second perk. I was like, he hasn't taken his second perk. Does he know?
Hey, you gotta get the double Venom Mines.
Okay, Cork's looking to fish the knife to the high ground, looking to catch out Sean immediately, but the problem is that man threw it short. He is not ready for the sports ball. Hazard immediately diving in here, looking to be a bit of a scary threat, but Ryder has seen this all before, and the team named Niagara, that man is scary over there. So we're going to see how he can be played here. Light Butter, not known for this hazard, mainly for that Reinhardt. But Ryder immediately ignoring the hazard who's jumping into their backline. Instead, Cork is rushing into theirs. Fairfield not getting the opening picks that they need, but Cork is getting dangerously low. Needs to hide behind the phone booth in order to survive. Of course, get onto him eventually, but I thought it was going to be not enough just right now, as Sean and Jaws were beating up on him. But no kills come through. Grizz is going to be dashing into the backline, looking to do some damage, getting some util out, deflecting every bit of damage right back and not allowing himself to fall. But Cork getting dangerously low, having to shout to keep himself alive right now. 20 seconds remain on the board for the side of Fairfield. They can do what Ryder did, but they have to just get it done, and I'm not sure this hazard is going to allow them to do so. Cork is fighting him right now, but give him an opportunity and he will run into the back.
Yeah, both Kitsune rushes up again here, so we'll see what happens.
Kitsune Rush is going to come out for both teams, but this time Kowalski is going to go down first. Light Butter getting the better of everybody, and the May ultimate is going to be coming out. I do not think Ryder did not have any other ultimates yet to burn, but it's a good thing because I know they have ult control, so they probably weren't going to burn him anyway. But Grizz is going to get caught out. That hazard wall is going to keep him into this fight that he did not want to take. But Ryder, they're just going to probably regroup, look for that final fight, burn all 5 ultimates, win the game. However, Kowalski is a bit far from hers, so I'll have to wait for that one.
Yeah, Grizz getting back spawn 2 is going to make this recontest very difficult, at least at the start here.
But Ryder doesn't
Looking
necessarily
forward
need
to-
to take it just yet.
Oh no. I would say you set up and you have a really good fight. You have the entire map cap. You have the entire map to work with here.
I would honestly let Fairfield push a little bit to give you technical spawn advantage. Right now, that beat is going to be coming out to keep the side of Ryder alive. Hazard does need to go in with the downpour to lock up 3. But right now, Bob is not going to be doing anything on the point this time. So if Ryder is able to displace all of Fairfield off of it, this point is going to be going into their favor. And King's Row is looking like a win, and it is for the side of Ryder University.
That was a really good fight. Capitalizing off of the hazard, he really went in aggressively from the ult there, and they really punished him for getting too ambitious on the dive, and they snowballed it through there. Great beat and overclock to punish it, and it just transferred over into Port getting the, the rampage to seal the deal.
Very hectic.
Now, what are our predictions for push?
Very hectic from the side of Ryder this time around. Starting off with that Diva, as much as like I know they are practicing it, it's just not ready, I guess. So, very dangerous. Bold move to say Ryder, but Jungle Queen is going to have to be their option going forward because although Fairfield is struggling against the Queen, they are definitely not against that Diva. What are we going to?
Yeah.
Push?
Yes. I'm thinking both of these teams, I believe, are New Queen Street teams. Could be wrong on that. It's been a while since we played Fairfield, but I think I personally have played both these teams on New Queen Street.
Why do I feel like
Both were close.
I feel like Fairfield's like a Coliseo.
They could be. I mean, I'm going off of, 4 months ago. We'll see.
So I do vaguely remember playing them, I believe, a week or 2 ago, and we did go to New Queen Street, so that may be where they decided to go.
Oh yeah, I remember New Queen Street, especially against Sienna. That was where so in case you were not watching back then, Dex, Fairfield pushed the payload almost all to the end, and then Sienna reversed it immediately. Did not give up the loss. It was the craziest reversal ever.
A 124-0 comeback.
That's ridiculous. Very
These are
impressive.
both good teams on New Queen Street. I'd like to see Fairfield play a little more into the Zarya. I feel like they've been doing their best against Ryder playing that Mei Zarya, and I don't really know what's driven them away from it and onto the Mauga.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the supposed best composition is a Mauga comp kind of thing. Like that's the meta everyone's seeing in pro play. But I really am a firm believer of stick to what you're good at, and that's probably the best thing that's going to work for you. And like you said, Altitude, I think the Zarya was what was helping them out the most, and I'd like to see them go back to that at least for the start here. 15 seconds before we see the heroes. Any predictions on how this one's going to go?
Ash for Sean again, but I think Fairfield is gonna lead this map, but Ryder is definitely just gonna play it a little safer, gonna be respecting the space for the most part, giving up a little more than they would like, but at the end of the day, I do believe Ryder is gonna take this map. However, the picks are gonna be very
Logo to Polo.
interesting because Logo to Polo is gonna be the tank player. while Light Butter is being sent to Sombra jail, apparently.
If there's a ball map, it's this one, you know?
Very true.
I don't think Ryder's ready for this.
Historical home of ball. I don't think they're ready for this either.
Say, after a brawl mirror the last 2 maps, this is a change of pace for sure.
Just looking. Oh, Kowalski picks up a kill onto Sean. Light Butter is almost going to get caught out as they do invisible themselves and immediately drops to 60 HP. Not gonna fall just yet, but Cork is hunting, Cork is looking for multiple targets, and currently getting 2. Right now, Logan Apollo has to roll his way out of here. Sean returns to the fight after being that first pick. But the problem with this fight is that, like, it's so much on the side of Fairfield right now that, like, I mean, the bot's just gonna push itself. Cork is posturing up and looking to take the speed, so I was already wrong. Fairfield is not going to be taking the lead immediately. But we'll see how the rest of this map plays out, as Fairfield is pulling a funny and picking up different players on different roles, so we'll see how that fully plays out.
We'll see. Sean should be coming back here soon. And see if Cork, yep, on the brig, getting on the brig. Yeah. They're just looking like they're staggering.
Brig has that shield but an axe. He does not care.
Yeah.
Oop, Grizz falling to Carolina.
See if that opens anything up here.
Ooh. I switched to Cork for a hot second. He watches a Tracer recall. Man did the calculations, did the math. Couldn't get over that ridge to get her on a recall, but basically calls it. This man is crazy.
Yeah. And with that pick, that may be Fairfield starting to bring it back onto the Ryder side.
Right now, finding multiple, but Grizz is going to be raiding as best as he can, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, but he is not going to go down just yet. Getting another kill, but Cork is finally getting that one. Right now, the trades, the back and forth, it's still in Ryder's favor, and the bot hasn't even moved. Well, barely, but right now it's like Ryder never even lost the push.
Be ready for big ultimates here. Every single player has one.
I feel like we're going to see the lead with the mines. Logan Polo is going to be coming out of the high ground, mining, crashing down, picking up Grizz because he is going to get caught out with no dash. The pulse mine does come out, but it finds nobody, missing the back line of Ryder. Ultimate does come out for Cork, but it is going to be met with draws on the Brigitte, keeping up that big shield, giving up everybody that shields as best as they can, but it doesn't matter. Ball is going to be going in and ulting immediately as best as he can to try to stop this push from Ryder, keeping Cork separated, and he does eventually go down right now. Ryder is backing up as fast as they can, but yeah, no, nobody's gonna be pushing the point immediately as fast. Ryder is gonna be able to regroup, probably only giving up about 10 meters before truly getting in on here. Actually, not even gonna be looking to give up that much. Gonna give up barely even 5. So the Kitsune is gonna be coming out for both, but that hack, that ultimate, that EMP does come through and it hits everybody for the side of Ryder, and it is looking good for Fairfield right now as they are looking to run them over, and Sean picks up the final kill onto Ryguy TM. Team kill for the side of Fairfield.
Yeah, that was a really well coordinated fight from Fairfield there. But what I do like on the Ryder side, 3 ultimates to nothing coming into this fight. I have a Beat Blade or one of Lazier's patented overclocks getting 2 kills here. Let's see what happens.
Light Butter off the Sombra and now on to the Tracer. This ends now. Lazy with the patent overclock is going to be coming out, looking for 1, looking for 2. She does help assist onto Jaws, getting taken down, looking for more, but it's not going to be finding anything just yet. Light Butter is going to be getting a better of Kowalski right now. Not the best overclock in the world, but it does do the damage to allow her to get in there. Looking for that kill onto the Tracer, going to be finding it right now. Ryder in a bit of a weird spot, respecting some space, not forcing the bot. Bot is in basically the neutral zone. So now it's just like the beginning of the game. Who can open up the fight, start the push? Ryder looking to take it to the side of Fairfield right now. That Rig Shield isn't going to do anything for you. If anything, it's just going to waste your time and deny you your own self-heals. Start bashing back and maybe you have a chance of fighting this. Right now, Jaws and Sean have ultimates, but Ryder does too on the Junker Queen, on the Genji. Even the beat is going to be there. Lasers eventually is going to go down. This Logo de Polo does not give her any space to do anything. Ragai is going to be bouncing into a mine at the last second. And I do think Ryder just needs to quickly die to regroup this fight. Two members do remain. They are looking to do as much damage as they could or get out alive, but Grizz has finally gave up. He's dashing in, looking for the kills, not going to be finding any just yet. Instead, Logo de Polo is going to be smashing him into the ground. And Ryder regrouping right outside where the bot needs to push. Ooh, Light Butter almost going down, as he does try to just poke into the back line, look to do some damage, but instead having to back out.
So Sean's lurking on that other side.
Sean has been the menace that Ryder does not really want to go against. If they could take him out real quick, then the fight is almost clean, in my opinion. Blade is going to be coming out, trying to get the backline. Only going to be finding, really, the Kiriko. At one point, Grizz knew he couldn't really be taking down the ball, so instead of, like, getting a slash in on him, he, like, looks around, looks for more targets, and ultimately that Blade only gets one. But I mean, hey, that's something. Like I said, I do believe a lot of this does... The current game situation, the game state that we're in, I think, like I said, Ryder is respecting the space when they need to, but they're just not giving up as much space as I initially thought they would. Cork looking to take some damage, take the fight to the supports once again. The Brig ult is going to come out to keep him alive, and I think immediately that is going to be the call for Cork to say, back up. We don't need to take this fight just yet. That's Brig ult down. Right now, it's high noon. The ultimate is going to be finding one. Kowalski goes down as he does peek that fight, and Cork, I thought, almost could have died because he was not paying attention. There was a high noon and Cassidy right next to him. Just takes damage and eventually gets staggered. Being the last to this fight, he does fall. But this bot is not yet pushing, about to, as he does reach the barrier. But right now, will Ryder give up the forward spawn, or will they try to recontest before that happens? The answer is they are going to be giving it up. That's okay for now.
I was going to say, if they went fast, they could have gone where Jaws had not gotten back yet, but Jaws is now reunited with the team.
Laser's going to be ulting, looking to go into the backline, doing the crazy things that Cork does, immediately rushing in, using these rocket legs to get back, but she's not finding the kills she wants, not finding the kills that she needs. Logo de Polo mines are going to be coming through, finding one onto Ragai. That's the second time he's fallen into them. Logo de Polo being devastating on this ball. Anybody who plays ball has currently run over Ryder, but they're not in the lead just yet. So Fairfield still has a bit of a ways to go before they can claim this win. Ultimate does come out from Cork as he is going to look to finish out this fight. Two targets do get hit, one TP's out, keep themselves alive for just a little longer. But Logo de Polo is the only one that's going to be there. Utilizing this Kiriko ultimate to shoot really fast, but now he has to roll out. Almost getting out, but Cork with his knives keep him in for a hot second, but he still gets out eventually. 1 minute and 10 seconds remain on the board, and Fairfield need 25 more meters in order to win this game entirely.
Yeah, if you're Ryder, you're feeling pretty happy with how you're positioning for this fight. You're having a 20-meter lead, which is very hard to make up for and push.
Ultimate is going to be coming out from Kowalski back there, so Ultimate is going to be looking to guide Cork as he does make his way into the backline. This Brig ult is trying to do her best. That big shield ain't going to be blocking a big axe at the end of the day, and Sean is going to be finding the kill onto the backline of Ryder. But right now, Cork is hunting, Cork is looking. You might have a revolver, but you got a shotgun. But when you get booped around and can't find your footing, Fairfield is going to get the better of you.
Lasers goes off the map somewhere in that fight.
Huh?
Not quite sure what happened there, but definitely doesn't help the look. One more fight coming here. Last fight for Ryder.
This is gonna be the make or break.
Blade and beat. All on light butter to hit a big pulse here.
Ooh.
But Cork is immediately finding the kills into the back line. Sean, that major factor for the side of Fairfield, doing a lot of damage. The beat comes out, but it's not just enough as Cork eventually walks into a mine, and it is looking very dangerous. Logo to Polo on the point. Free pushing. Somebody needs to touch, and they are going to get on there, booping him off, keeping him away. But is it going to be enough? Logo to Polo, in desperation, needs to stay on this point. Bot does get turned over for a second. Now he needs to stay. Kiriko joins the fight, and Dragon Blade is going to come out and put down his fellow Shimada. That is Kiriko. Starlinia going down. Logo to Polo going down. Overtime. About to go down, and it finally does. Wow. Rider University holds off with 8 meters left? Doesn't matter. They had more at the end of the day, and they take the win. Rider University close out what last time was a 3-2, now taking it 3-0.
They did a great job hanging in for those last few meters there. Looks like they were starting to slide, but they were able to pull it back in at the end there.
Was looking very close. I thought we were going to see a game 4 for a hot second, but our University come in at the last second and win that game. Ooh.
Yeah.
With that last performance on New Queen Street, do Fairfield keep Logo to Polo on the tank, or was this just for fun and just happened to work? That's my question.
That is a good question.
I doubt it was just for fun. I'm assuming the way I'm sort of looking at it is maybe it is sort of a it's a compositional thing. Maybe Light Butter doesn't really feel comfortable on the ball, and they really wanted to play the ball. Trying to minimize your backline going into the game, giving Cork less to walk onto. Maybe Logo's the only one who really feels comfortable playing into that. Definitely looked pretty good on the ball, but I'm not sure. I think that the earlier version of Fairfield in the series looked a little more well-rounded and flexible.
I'd have to agree. Like, I feel like swapping them over to the ball, that may have been their full roles coming out. Maybe Logan DePolo is the tank player, and for more than just the Reinhardt, and so that may have been what they were most comfortable on for New Queen Street. But overall, I feel like they looked stronger in that ball matchup, and that could be Ryder just not playing up to ball very well, or that could just be Fairfield actually understanding how the ball comp works much more than the other ball comps we saw them playing earlier on.
I guess it was mainly like a specialist moment, because I think over the years I think Logan Apollo during my years he was a DPS player, and then these past 2 years he was a support player. This man does it all. Flexible Felix is in here. We love the ability to flex around at the end of the day.
Very true.
All right.
Yeah.
An interesting game overall, being a little better than last time, not being a 3-2, not a 5-map series, but we were so close to getting there. But Rider University trying something new on King's Row kind of nets them into a bad position at first until they swap at the last second. Having an amazing 4-minute hold after switching back to their comfort picks, of course. But yeah, it was close, but Ryder just excelling at what they do best, and that is the Queen Rush situation. So yeah, at the end of the day, Ryder does take it 3-0, but as always, every team gets their own MVPs. Let's start with you, Dex. Who are you going to toss out MVPs to?
So I'll start with Ryder because they were on the left in the lobby. So for Ryder, I definitely have to say Quarked, I think, would be my MVP. Not only for getting those first picks with those knives and really fishing out for the first picks. I feel like him trying to come out on that diva, trying to stretch his legs a little bit more, starting to prove that he's going to try and come out on some new stuff and really show some more looks for this Ryder comp. For Fairfield, I'd have to say Sean, just being an absolute terror on the hit scan on Widow, or even when we saw him on the cast on that last map. always being able to rely on him for a couple picks, I'm sure Fairfield always wants to have him on their side.
I have to agree with both of these picks, mainly like Cork just leading the charge even in situations when he's uncomfortable. He is keeping, I assume, calm and composed like self. He's not like running scared or anything. He is ultimately shot calling, trying to take charge of the point. Even like in those moments where like he has no one, I can partially hear him after experiencing gameplay with him. This man is getting on point right now, and I hope that he can lead the rest of this regular season at least to a strong end. But at the end of the day, playoffs is right around the corner, so hopefully he can continue doing just that into that as well. Once again, Sean as well, I agree. Being the terror, like yeah, Logan Apollo absolutely being a menace on the last map. I will give him that honorary ball mention. But Sean overall, that hit scan, definitely. If you need a hit scan player, although Fairfield does fall currently, I believe, at ninth place, Sean is not a ninth place player. He is a good hit scan player. I into that composition that Iona pulled out, which was the pharmacy. If you have Sean and lasers, those two ain't surviving no more. Bring him in. I trust this man with my hit scan. How about you, Mr. Altitude?
I do think I have to agree with the picks. I'll give an honorable mention, I think, over to Lasers. I think the taking Sean in the hit scan duel, I think Lasers did a really good job at keeping up. But ultimately, I think Corked is really just when he it feels like Corked wins a pretty good percent of Ryder's fights just on his own carry plays, especially into some of these teams that are less comfortable dealing with the Queen. I think Corked probably won, a good 2 or 3 fights every map just on the basis of hitting big cooldowns, big axes, not even going off of pure ults. He's just looking incredible right now. He's looking in great form. And as for Sean, just the Widow on King's Row looked really good. The cast looked great. Just a really mechanically solid player who's able to, you know, really run these lobbies. And I think he was really doing great until Ryder started hard focusing him and trying to tunnel him out of the game.
But even with that, man stuck through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other thoughts about the game as a whole?
I really just think it shows how far Ryder's come throughout the season so far. Like you said earlier in the season, it was a 3-2 matchup, and while yes, Fairfield did have some fighting chances in both of those maps, and Kings Row even went to overtime. I think when Ryder went back to what they were truly comfortable on, I feel like they really showed their progress, and in the end, it was a 3-0 instead of a 3-2. And so I definitely think that shows, at least to them, that they are doing the right things and they should keep on going with what they're comfortable with.
Yeah. Really good game from both sides. Good to see Fairfield pushing here. The 3-0 doesn't really tell the full story of that map. Of Kings Row was really close until Ryder really found their style in overtime. Obviously, last map, New Queen Street was really close. That first point of control was really close. Good to see Fairfield really putting up a fight here as a team looking at 8th or 9th against a team who's looking to beat Manhattan in the coming weeks and try and push for 5th. A really good game from them overall.
Even though they're a ninth place team as of the current standings, they still have the fight in them to take on higher tier teams. I really like the competition in this season of MAAC. It's really good. Uh, Before I close out, want to take note. We did mention them at the beginning of the game. Iona versus Niagara. That game apparently went 3-0 for the side of Niagara, so making this fight for fifth a lot closer. than anybody would like. Specifically, Iona would like, but it's gonna get interesting. We have like 3 more games across the board, 3 to 4 more games, depending on regular season. And also, depending on who you are, rescheduling way too many games. I'm looking at you, Dax. Yeah,
Whoops.
more than 4 games left in this regular
Yeah.
season. But we'll see how that turns out. Also, lots of love from Saturday to you, Dex, real quick. He wanted to say he loves you.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, I think
Ki-
that is going to do it for us at the cast, unless anybody had anything else to say real quick. No?
Just great games. GG's for everyone.
GG's.
Great game. GG's. I'm ready for an exciting end to the season.
For real.
All right. And I think that's going to do it for us. So, good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill.
I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right, it feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels
feels right. Then it feels right. Feels right. So right, so right, so right. I'm just going with the gut. Never had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't ballin' yet. Hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl, let me see you hold it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with all of that. Ain't gotta say a word, I know what's up. You can have it all, watch me rip it off. I'll admit it, you got me feeling hella love. Even when it's going down, know that we gon' live it up. Young